Okay, remember now, you're not watching this video until after you have done the intervention problems and you're ready to correct them. If you need to review this kind of work, I would suggest you look through your notes, check out the week 18-17 tests. Those will both have information on concept 16.1. You can also go on the internet and look up information on doing tips, commissions, and interest. So let's begin with Jill the waitress. So she received an 18% tip on a $135 bill, and she received a 20% tip on a $235 bill. How much did she earn altogether? So that's the question. How much did Jill earn on the two bills? So one of the first things we've done each time we see a problem like this is we change those percents to decimals. So 0.18 and 0.2. Now let's take the $135 that she earned, and we're going to multiply it by the 18% tip. So let's grab our calculator. Remember, we use real tools. This is what professionals use, so we're going to use them also. 135 times the 18 gives us 24.3, and we're going to make that money, $24.30. That was 135 right there. The second bill was $235, and on that bill she earned 20%. So on a bill of $235, she earned a 20% tip. That was $47, which means altogether she earned $71.30. So that's our answer to the first part of this, $71.30. Now, if you made any mistakes in changing your percents into decimals, you might want to go back and review what you did on problem 2 before you get too far into it, or not on problem 2, but on the Smith real estate problem right here, before you get too far into it, so you're not making the same kinds of mistakes. All right, so the Smiths are looking for an agent to sell their house. We've seen a couple of problems like this. And we decided early on that one of the things that really helped us was to separate out the information so that we knew what each agent was doing. So we have the first agent and we have the second agent. And the first agent charges a flat fee of $3,500. So there's a flat fee of $3,500. And plus they charge a 3% commission. 3%, 0.03. Now they charge that commission on the sale price of the house. So the house is selling for $225. So that's going to be 0.03 times $225,000. And if we plug that in, let's bring our calculator. 225,000 times 0.03 is $6,750. If we add that to the $3,500, and I'm going to rewrite my 3,500 out here now that I see that, 3,500. If we add those together, we get a total, 5 and 7 is 12, carry a 1, 9, 10. We get a total of $10,250. That is the total commission charged by the first agent. All right, bring that calculator, shove it down here out of the way temporarily. All right, for the second agent, let's look at those same facts. The second agent has no flat fee. Wow, flat fee, $0. You might be thinking we should just buy it from this guy. He doesn't charge a flat fee. It's got to be cheaper. Well, we don't know that till we actually do the whole problem. And a 4.5% commission. So that's 0.045. So we're going to have 0.045 times the same $225,000. That part doesn't change, so let's check that out. 0.045 times $225,000 equals $10,125. Now there was no flat fee charged, so the $10,125 in this case is the total commission. Let's get rid of our calculator and compare. Yep, in this case the second agent is the best. Buy from the second agent. Buy from the second agent. And why will we buy from the second agent? Because we will save $125. So there's $125 in savings on the commission if we buy from the second agent. Okay, we have one more to do. Remember, if you're feeling like, oh, I messed up some of my percents, go back, redo the problem, check your work. Anytime you want to pause and rewind and check it out, that's fine. And then go ahead and do the answer for this one. All right, this is a savings account problem. So we're seeing a little bit of everything on this page. On this problem, Mark has a savings account where the principal is $1,800 times a rate of 4%, 0.04, times a time of 3 years. So let's get our calculator back out. We're going to start by multiplying the 1,800 times the 0.4. That is $72. And that is $72 per year. And we're going to multiply that by 3 years. So multiply that by 3. And we get $216. And that is the total interest. Now, at the end of 3 years, he's going to take this and put it over in something called the Janus Fund. When he gets his money back, we want to make sure we're clear. He gets back both the principal, that was the 1,800, and the interest so far. That was the 216. If he went to the bank and said, I want my money, and they said, here's $216, he'd say, wait a minute, what happened to the 1,800 I gave you? So he's going to have $2,016. And he's going to take that 2016 and he is going to invest it in the Janus Fund. This first part was the savings. So this is his savings account. He's going to put this in the Janus Fund. And when he puts it in the Janus Fund, he's putting in $2,016 times, what kind of rate do they give him? They give him 4.5 right there. 4.5, 0.045. So they're giving him $0.045. That's the rate. And how much time? It says over the year of the investment. Over the year means 1 year. So this is the principal times the rate times the time. So if we bring our calculator back, we have $2,016 times 0.045. That is $90.72. That's the interest. Makes sense that it's more interest than the 72 because he's got more money and a higher rate. Times 1 year, $90.72. The question is, here's the final question. We always want to make sure we know what the question is. How much did Mark have after he received his interest and principal from the Janus Fund? So, all right, now we're ready. That was my phone. Sorry for the interruption. All right, now we're ready to do the final. So remember, it's how much money does he have at the end? And that at the end amount is the principal he brought over. And remember, he brought over $2,016 in principal. The new interest that he earned, $90.72. I'm going to add a couple decimals there just so we add up everything correctly. We get 2, 7, we get 6 and 0, we get 9 and 1 makes 10, carry a 1. We get 9. We get, let's go back and do that again. All right, that was my phone, sorry. So now we're ready to finish this out. So how much money does Mark have altogether? Well, he has the principal that he brought over. Remember, he brought over $2,016. Put some pennies there because we're going to have pennies in our interest. He earned, when he was at the Janus Fund, he earned $90.72. So his total is the 72 cents. 6, 9, and 1 makes 10. Carry a 1. 1, 2. His total, $2,106.72. Okay, so review this and then let me know when you're ready to take the intervention test, and we'll schedule some time for that.